52 Traders, episode 30.
If we only risked 0.5% of your trades, you could have 200 trades before you blow, even at an active, and you'd have to be phenomenally good at, reading the market wrong to get 200 wrong in a row.
Over the next year, your host, Cam Hawkins, gets inside the minds of 52 of the world's best traders to find out if he has what it takes to become one of them. Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind. Trading is very risky and could lose you all of your capital. Any comments about historical performance are not an indication of future results.
Before we kick things off, remember to sign up for my free mini course at automatemytrading.com, where I teach you how to build your very own auto trading robots without coding. Simply visit automatemytrading.com and leave your email. What's up, traders? Welcome to another weekly installment of 52 Traders, and today we're lucky enough to have Daniel Cheung on the show. Daniel hails from London, England, and has been trading since 2010, where he started out trading stocks and now mostly trades Forex. Daniel is also part of the livetraders.net trading team. Welcome, Daniel, and thanks for joining me here on the 52 Traders podcast today.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for having me.
Right, so Daniel, I've already mentioned some of your highlights already, and I know that's only a small part of your story. So can you tell the listeners a bit more about you personally and what first attracted you to trading?
My trading career kind of started 6 years ago or whatnot. I was actually working as a project engineer, and I have no idea kind of where the idea came from, but I asked my friend about investing. He was working behind me, and he used to tell me he used to Forex trade or spread bet. But obviously, thinking back on it now, if he was successful, he would have carried on. But he was telling me the kind of money he was making in like the summer, because he was actually at the same university I was actually, and he was saying that he only started off with like 500 quid or whatnot, so that's about what $600-700, and he was turning over that. He said he was waking up in the morning, he was reading the news, and then he was just kind of making this analysis. Because bearing in mind, I have no idea what trading was. I didn't even know like what a long or short was. I didn't know what a market was. All I knew was people make money from it, because I read this article about some trader who made a lot of money, and then he got married or something. So he went out on a night out and spent 24k on a night out. And I was like, whatever that guy is, he's obviously got a lot of money if he blew 24k in a night out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously that was where the first kind of like, oh shit, a trader is a job. Because when you're young, the government, I'm kind of stirring off a bit more, but this is kind of what everything clicked in my mind. Because when you're young, a lot of people tell you to kind of go to school, get an education, do the kind of the route you're probably on. If you're listening, you're probably on that route as well. If you're working at a normal dead end job or something like that, right? But you're never kind of told to do the things you love or try the things you don't know. And failing is a massive, massive part of it. So anyway, back on that. So I asked him about it, and he told me, oh yeah, so I made like a couple of grand, and then he turned it into like 10 grand, and then he lost it all, and then he tried again. Kind of all of that. So I actually all started off. So I did some research, as you do. Went online, looked at kind of what trading was about, and I was actually more exposed to stocks than it was Forex at the start. I did look at both, because Forex came up as trading. I just literally typed trading, and both of them came up hand in hand. And then did some research on that, and then tried on a demo, but had no idea what I was doing. I literally had no fucking clue. I didn't even know how to execute. I was just bashing about on it. And I didn't really like talking to because the people call you, like the brokerage call you or whatnot, right? If you set up a demo account, I didn't really want to talk to them, because I kind of just wanted to be in my own little piece or whatnot. So then as time went on, this is where me and Anmol actually met. We actually met in uni back in the day. This is about 5 years ago or whatnot. And he was actually stock trading. So it goes quite far back. This is kind of his story as well. I think he was only in like 2-3 years into his trading.
Well, he was on the show. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago. So, the guys, most of the listeners would have heard Amnel speak and be well aware of his backstory.
Yeah. Me and him used to play FIFA together. That really goes far back. We used to get quite competitive at that. But that was the day, back in the uni room playing FIFA. Life was easy. But he was into like about 3 years into his trading, so he was profiting. How I actually initially met him was I set up this investment and trading society at uni back in the day. And so we kind of met through there. We had interviews. We had like a team, a committee, and then we had a team of people trading as well, doing like and then learning about the markets together. So it's kind of really cool. It's one of the things I love most about trading with friends is not trading ideas or strategy. It's actually more about the insight of how to develop. So if you're all starting together, it's a lot easier when you're doing it with other people. But anyway, with Admiral, that's where I met him, and then he was actually trading stocks at the time. So he got me kind of like I don't know if I can say this online, so I have to double check with this. He actually got me like a discounted course, so I learned all of that at the start. So kind of learned. I didn't actually have that much time because I was obviously doing dissertation a lot, but I tried to manage both of it and just sleep less. So I learned a lot about the market, like long and short, with the stocks as well, with the scanner, basically all the basics about stock trading. But however, one of the reasons why I don't trade stocks, if it's interesting for some people, is purely because of the amount of fees. And then paying all of those, I thought, by the time I got into my first bloody trade, I'm kind of like, I'm down already a lot. So whether I'm right or wrong in the first trade, because you don't know, like the market's always right. That's something that you learn over time. Your ego can never kind of get into it. But I was thinking like, shit, if I put in like 5k and then I kind of take my first one, I've got stamp duty to pay, I've got the scanner to pay. You have to pay for the platform, I believe, as well. That's like a couple of hundred. And I was like, damn, like I actually think a long term. Okay. So I was thinking by the end of the year, even if I break even in every trade, I'm down. Like I can't even carry on afford to trade him. So I kind of left that. Okay, so that's the start of that. And then I went into a finance job, which is where I worked. And then after that, this is where the main interest came through on trading, which is FX. So I was working for an FX broker firm. I was working with a really heavy team. It was really, really cutthroat. It was a shark industry. And I learned a phenomenal amount. In that basis, because obviously I was being a broker, I learned everything about trading and everything about FX trading. And I met a load of shit hot traders. So in that period of time, I was thinking, wow, these people are making money. The biggest thing about it is the belief, right? So if I told you, if you didn't know anything about trading, you're like, damn, this guy made like 24k in a day. You'd be like, what? But if you like, I'm generally seeing this guy making 24k like right there on that one trade. So I mean, it's possible. Obviously, there is a lot to it that people misconcept. But I mean, we can go into that a little bit in detail. But after that kind of basis, that's when I kind of really kicked off my trading career. Met my mentor there, and then here I am. Cool. Working with live traders, and then trading full time now, and obviously working on some other projects.
And so, what do you do outside of trading? What are your personal interests?
I'm a fitness fanatic by far. I am really into fitness, which is one of my side projects as well, because I'm really into helping other people. Positivity spreads is kind of what I believe. So I used to have a blog back in the day. That was about the same time around 7 years ago. And I had quite a lot of followers. I can't believe how big YouTube is a hit right now, right?
Yeah.
People make a lot on that. Anyway, I was doing a blog thing back then, and I had quite a few followers. And ever since then, I've been kind of making plans for them. So that's what I've been doing still to this date. So I thought I might as well just make something out of that as well, because I'm always into fitness and health, and I play golf.
Cool.
So those are the things. Yeah.
Okay, right. So for those listening for the first time, we're about to enter a round I like to call the fundamentals, and this is where I'll be asking Daniel to tell us stories that will help you understand what makes him a successful trader. So can you give the listeners some insight into your trading, so your trading style, the strategy you use, timeframes you trade, winning percentages, instruments, sort of risk-return ratio, those sorts of things? Okay, so that was the first part of the show. Now, to hear the full episode, the best bits, join the family at 52traders.com. They usually go for about 45 minutes to an hour long. And trust me, these shows are great. They give us so much insight. Now, if you want to get there quickly, all you need to do is jump into the show description on your phone, and there's a link taking you directly to 52traders.com, where you can join the family over there and listen to the full episode. Now, in the rest of the show, I cover off what my traders do differently from the rest of us. So what is it that they're doing that we're not doing? What their typical trading day looks like, what they would do if they had a day job now and wanted to trade for a living, their preferred trading strategy. So actually, how does it work? What we should be educating ourselves on when we're looking at a price chart. So what indicators we should use, what price levels, what chart patterns, all those sorts of things. Also, we touch on fundamentals as well. So how do we use news to our advantage? Trading psychology, tips, tricks, techniques, we go through those. Exiting trades, managing trades that you've got running. So we talk about their strategies. They give you strategies for exiting and managing trades. Books to read, websites to visit, all the best ones. Something that you should try and master over the next month. The broker and platform they use. And finally, last but not least, they give us a full trading strategy. So something you guys can try out at home on your PC this week in the markets if you wish. Now, to get the full episode, you need to jump onto 52traders.com, join the family. As I said, it usually goes on for 45 minutes to an hour, and there's a link in the show description, so if you're on your phone, just jump on there, tap the link, and it'll take you straight to 52traders.com. Now, if you're thinking about learning to automate any of your trading, hiring a developer, learning to code, that sort of thing, then before you do that, jump onto my other website, automatemytrading.com. So if you're interested in automating some or all of your trading, then jump onto automatemytrading.com and you'll see me over there. For now, to hear the rest of this episode, all you need to do is click on the link in the show description or go to 52traders.com. See you there.